think.
What's your beef with incense holders?
I just feel
Feel like it's the new ashtray? Everybody's doing one?
incense holders are like bottle openers, where it's like it's such a simple function that they can be anything. Like you just put a hole in something and now it's an incense holder.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. Thanks for making the trip up.
Hey, no problem. Hey, thanks for the sandwich. Thanks
Yeah.
for the half a sandwich.
Just get
that
some,
was delicious.
Nice Japanese chicken katsu sandwich from
Yes.
Taco Sando. It's a popular spot.
And apparently I picked out the most concentrated bottle of alcohol,
It's,
can of alcohol that we could have gotten.
1:30 p.m. and we're drinking sake.
And I am feeling it. What's up, Nick? How's life?
Been good. I mean, I feel like we're back, so we saw each other
We're back,
2 weeks
baby.
ago or something.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed the last ep.
Yeah.
I still don't think I haven't even posted on Instagram. I need to do that. We need to start cutting these eps up into reels or something.
I know.
You'd think there'd be an AI that could do that now.
There's this one called Opus that I've used.
Okay.
I used for a RemCon video. I need to do that or something like that for ours. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how Unnecessary Inventions does it all. He's just contenting all day.
That's true. And he's a one-man show. That's crazy.
It's amazing.
Maddie also released a tiny monoblock chair that charges your AirPods.
Pretty epic. Pretty great.
I bought one. I ordered one.
Yeah.
Because listen, it's hard to. You can't say no to a tiny chair. Okay.
No.
I look at this space. I got tiny chairs everywhere. Your hat says "I love chairs" on it.
Oh yes,
Ripping a hat today.
This is from you buy things, you see studio names, you see people's names on Instagram, and you never have to pronounce them out loud. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to try it right now. I'm just going to hold this out to the camera. It's like it's OII -II. It's Jonathan Kim, who also went to Virginia Tech. The hat says "I like chairs." Yeah, he went to Virginia Tech a couple years behind me, I believe, and worked at Frog, worked at Shopify, and now he's got his own studio. And he did this, and he did a really nice incense holder, really beautiful, like bent sheet metal incense holder that I really like.
What are your thoughts on incense holders, James? I kind of have a beef with them.
Well, I mean, I like a beautiful incense holder, which Jonathan made.
Do you burn incense? Or no?
No, I haven't burned any incense on it yet.
In your life? No. I mean,
in my life, no. But I've been places where incense is burning, and I was like, this makes sense.
So you have a holder, but you don't burn incense.
When you go into a place where incense is burning, you go, I'm incense right now. I am incense. Right?
Your senses are in.
Well, no, you're in the scent.
So
you're
you're
incense.
incense.
That's not at all.
There's
what
a
that
lot
means.
of puns going on there, I
But
think.
what's your beef with incense holders?
I just feel
Feel like it's the new ashtray? Everybody's doing one?
I'm not upset that everyone's doing one. I think I'm upset that I think candles are more superior. I'm a candle guy.
Candles are superior.
It's candles versus incense. That's the debate, right? It's like,
well, but would you burn a candle during the day? I feel like you burn incense during the day. It's
there's
more
no light.
It's more of a what's the word for
olfactory.
Olfactory experience.
Yeah.
Candles, I mean, I guess there are like the Yankee candle and there's that kind
There's
of.
a lot of candles that smell.
There are candles that smell. But do you like candles for the visual ambiance? Is that what you prefer them for?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think we need to separate out the olfactory versus the visual sensory.
I think also my beef is incense holders are like bottle openers, where it's like it's such a simple function that they can be anything. Like you
Mm.
just put a hole in something and now it's an incense holder.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, here's the
Maybe
thing.
I just don't like incense and that's why.
That could be the case. But my thing is like, yeah, I don't like when everybody's jumping on a bandwagon until somebody makes something truly beautiful. And I'm like, that's what I like.
Okay.
And that's what I want. And that was the case with Jonathan's incense holder.
Right.
It's like a very nice
Yeah.
incense holder.
And you bought it and you don't even burn incense in it. So
I don't.
That's a
I will.
testament to
We'll
that
get there.
statement.
I mean, what am I going to do? Change a poopy diaper and then light the incense? I guess I could. It might make things more tolerable.
I mean, I feel like, if you went to Burning Man, that'd be the vibe, right?
Poopy diapers and incense.
I feel like that's what they would do out there,
I
guess
when
there's no
I
kids, but-
2007, I went to Bonnaroo. Do you know what Bonnaroo is?
Another music festival, I assume.
Yeah, it's a music festival. And Tool were playing. Do you know Tool? You know the band
I'm
Tool?
familiar, yeah. I can't recall the music. But
8-minute long songs, kind of like prog metal.
sure. Okay.
It's good stuff. It's very good. The show was excellent. But Bonnaroo is typically like more of like a crunchy granola festival.
Sure, exactly.
And the year prior to that, I had also gone, I guess it was 2000, what did I say? 2007? Yeah. I'd gone the prior year because Radiohead played, and Radiohead to me is like, they have greatest.
They have that one song,
they are the
Everything in the
goats.
Right Place.
They have only one song, and it's
That's all I
I
got.
play it all the time. But I went down there for sort of a mecca. But the next year, Tool headlined, and the lead singer, I think it's James Maynard. He came out and he said, "I smell patchouli oil."
What the heck is that?
That's what hippies wear. That's what hippies put on their bodies.
What did you say?
Patchouli oil.
What is that? Is
It's an oil for the olfactory senses.
I wonder how many listeners will know what that is.
I think.
Am I alone in this?
I don't know. It depends on. Do you think our
Patchouli
listener
oil?
base is like? Do you think there's a range of our base that some are being pulled in by my sensibilities and some are being pulled in by your sensibilities?
I think so.
And so like I think my side might get it. I don't know about your side.
My side's definitely not going to get it. And I don't even know if your side will get it either.
But it was an excellent show because, and here's another name, because I don't know what you know of what I know. Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine.
Okay.
You know Rage Against the Machine.
Another band.
Okay. Very important band from 90s, early 2000s. Tom Morello, lead guitarist, very innovative, influential guitarist. He came out during their set and did a guitar solo.
During the Tool set?
Was very cool. Yeah. But Tool's a great band. Tom Morello, great guitarist. Patchouli oil is a part of that olfactory experience of the hippies, of the hippie persuasion. Probably a lot of it at Burning Man.
I think
Yves Bahar
dying
is
species.
dousing himself in.
Yves would definitely know what patchouli oil is, I think.
Well,
I
yeah,
did chat
he's
with
a
him last Milan.
Did you talk about Burning Man?
I think we were chatting about, I don't know if this was a year ago or 2 years ago, but he did a sofa for Moy 2 years ago.
Right.
And I did the hay bale this past year.
Right.
So we were just chatting about that.
What
I
was
forget. Listen, we were 5 Negronis in at Barbasso. I don't know what we're talking about.
Cool guy, nice guy.
Yeah. I mean, I think at that level, we're all just like hanging out, chatting about design.
Did you touch his hair?
No.
He's got beautiful locks, curly locks.
Oh man.
I tried to work at Fuse Projects so many times when I was in school. I tried to get an internship, and at one point I even got Yves himself in an email chain, and that
Did you get an
even
interview?
Cut it. No,
Okay.
there was an industrial designer working with my dad's company at the time on a chair, and he had met Yves.
Okay.
And so
I mean, that was prime Fuse Project.
yeah,
That
and
was
so
Jawbone era.
I was not I was not good enough for Prime Fuse Project.
The kids don't understand this era. This was like the era.
Yeah.
This was the geometric patterning era.
Yeah.
People thought it was magic. We didn't know how it was done.
Well, I recently made a discovery because there's still a lot of Fuse Project stuff that I love that they've come out with recently, but that Prime time when we were in school, I realized recently that the founder of Branch, Branch,
Yep.
He was I believe a design director or some, seniors, I think fairly high up at Fuse Project during those years. And Branch for me is top.
Their
design firm.
A bunch of different design. They're design firm that.
Yeah, they do Fellow. They do all the Fellow stuff,
okay.
which
everything. Coffee enthusiasts.
Every Fellow product. I mean, there's a lot of iconic products in their lineup, and they basically changed the aesthetics around coffee. I mean, there's all the old school coffee machines that have their kind of deal, but for newer coffee products, they started the brutalism, BREW.
Oh my gosh. Did you coin that term?
I may have coined that term.
Did you mention this on the last pod? I think you might have.
I don't think I did.
I love that brutalism with a BREW.
It might be the crowning achievement of my entire career is coining that term. Historians will be talking about this era of coffee.
You should do a little LinkedIn post. I bet that thing could go viral.
But would I have to talk about? Would I have to write a paragraph?
Yeah,
about
you got to do the
brutalism?
LinkedIn way. I know it's cringe.
I can't do it. I'm changing poopy diapers.
Burning incense.
Wait, how did we get here? Because we were talking about incense holders. What else is new with you? You're clearly not doing an incense holder.
I'm not doing incense. I mean, listen,
have you thought about putting a hole in the fat strap chair at an angle?
Listen, yeah, it's anything with a hole could be an incense holder. So don't know what that. We shouldn't go down that route.
No.
Yeah, I launched a strap box this past week. So that's the new thing, which has been a project in the works for like 5 years at this point. But I'm kind of glad to get it out there. The strap box is kind of this modular furniture system. It can be a stool. Mm-hmm. It's kind of its main function. But originally this all started back with the strap chair when I strapped 4 logs to a piece of wood. And I wanted to make something that was more like commercially viable, something that like people could actually purchase because you can't just buy a bunch of logs.
Right.
I'm sure you could, but hey, logistically it's difficult. And so the strap box kind of came into fruition. And, I think the struggle with this one was it was, well, here's one of these examples of a project where I just had it around the studio so much and I just found it so useful that I felt like it just had to be a product.
Right.
So for those who haven't seen it, it's essentially 4 pieces of plywood, and they have a box joint on them, and then a strap threads through it.
Do you want me to grab one?
We've shown it on the pod. Oh, I have one right here. I think this is another sample or prototype. But, it's got a real ratchet on it. It's a stainless steel ratchet. And I think part of the process was really trying to find a good factory to make this, because the original one I had just cut out of pine wood, solid wood. And when you put that much tension on pine wood, it just snaps. So I had snapped it a couple times. So I realized it had to be plywood. And then this was kind of during COVID era too. So like plywood was a scarce commodity. If you remember. Yeah.
Why was plywood scarce?
Well, I think there was shutdowns for plywood. And then there was a lot of protests during that summer. So like people were using plywood for boarding up, businesses.
Oh, yeah.
And just shipping and logistics. Like the plywood I'm using is Baltic birch, which is a whole other thing because a lot of Baltic birch comes from like Ukraine and Russia. The Baltics. That was another issue, right? So there's just a lot of that kind of
wild
issue going on.
Right.
But now I feel like, we've passed through all that. And I actually got these manufactured in Taiwan. And I just spent a ton of time getting samples. You could look at the shelves over there, James. I mean, there's like, I don't know, 50 different plywood samples from like 50 different factories.
Yeah.
And it just took a lot of time to find the right person to make it, which is a whole, I mean, this is the design process. It was like trying to find a good partner.
How did you even start?
I mean, I did a lot of Alibaba. I think there's a few brands that I'm familiar with, like furniture brands that manufacture in Taiwan. So I think at some point I started looking specifically for Taiwanese factories, and I found this really good one, and I'm really pleased. Like every single sample is perfect. Like every single production product is perfect. And awesome. Then, you know, I wanted the stainless steel ratchet because you can get like, I think the nickel plated one. That's like the normal one that you see on like semi trucks.
Yeah.
But the stainless steel is silver and just really nice.
Right.
And so it's just like a really high quality thing that I wanted to get made, which is part of the situation. The situation is I made like 200 of these, and I, you know, 4 years ago, or not 4 years ago, but I started designing 4 years ago, and I realized they're not going to sell because I have to price them appropriately, right? I have to price them at like an Alto stool. They're actually cheaper than an Alto stool. You know, the Alto stool is like $350, which is like the most famous plywood stool with the bent legs or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's actually, you know, less than that, but it's, you know, it's a high-end design piece of furniture.
Right.
I did sell one, so that's good.
Hey, you know what? That just gave me an idea. Can I share an idea?
Yeah, what's your idea?
And we'll allow the listeners to see me get shot down in real time.
All right, let's hear it.
By the designer. This is me coming to the head of the studio. Nick, you're talking about stools. What if you made a cushion for the top that had 2 slits in it?
Yes, that is definitely a concept that I've been thinking about, and I've thought about many times. Yeah, I think part of it was just getting it out there because it is such a, I don't know it's like a staple product for me. It's been in it's been in my process for 4 years.
Right.
I've been showing it for 4 years on and off. And it's just a good product.
Time to get it out there.
I'm always using it. People come over to the studio, they sit on a stool because I don't have enough chairs. Well, I have plenty of chairs, but when there's lots of people, you know, you get a stool, and it's a good step stool. It's just a great design, great product, and I'm really proud of the final piece of
Do you find
design.
that you use the ratchet for anything? Like obviously it's the joint. But do you use the ratchet itself for anything while in use?
That's a good question. It's a handle. You can carry it around that way.
Yeah.
I would say that's the only thing that I can think of.
That's
but
cool.
like there, you know, it could be an incense holder. Just prop up some incense in there.
Oh man. It just makes sense.
But yeah, I worked on a really great animation with Blanco Void, kind of a visual artist, designer. Does a lot of really cool animation. And I think here's another kind of topic we could go down, but like I know the stool is not going to go viral on Instagram, or at least the posts that I'm making about it aren't going viral, but it's a deliberate choice of like, I just want to create something that I love and like that I care about and that I think is really cool. And it's this interesting thing because there are moments where like I could make a viral video about this, and I have actually filmed some things. Do you know the guy that bounces things on his head in New York? Have you seen him?
Oh yeah.
Did I ever show you that video?
I think I've seen him.
I posted like one of those videos in one of my feeds at some point, but you know, there's many ways to like make a viral video about this product, but I don't know. There's something there where it's like I just wanted to get it out there into the world because it's been so long of a project.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I like the simplicity. I like the joinery method. Like I feel like it's a very, you know, it's an elevated version of like the sort of typical designer. Like how do we rethink the joint?
Sure.
Kind of thing. And you know, sometimes
I mean, there. How many like products have a strap as an actual functional thing? The hay bale is a more of a decorative callback.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I will say there's a bed frame that has a strap that actually holds the bed frame together. I think it's called built from Keeps, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's very few products with this mechanism.
Yeah.
And I just think it's a really unique thing. And, I did the strap chair 6 years ago or 7 years ago now.
Yeah.
So
do you feel, is there part of you that just feels like, yeah, you just have to get it out there in order to move on?
It's almost like a manifestation. Yeah. It's like,
yeah, I think I heard an interview with Mac DeMarco where he was talking about, that album he came out with, it was like one Wayne G and it was like 170 tracks.
I don't know, but does it have a blue album cover?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So he just basically put all of this work out so that so he could move on from it. Like all of these demos and things that he was working on. I think a lot of it was over the pandemic.
Yeah.
And it was just like he just had to sort of cleanse his palette to.
There's something there for sure. I feel really satisfied with it.
Yeah, it looks great. That's the thing with boxes is just like there's infinite uses, especially you got a certain height, a certain width. You can make it a seat. You could make it all sorts of things.
Good plant stand.
Yeah.
You can take all the short sides and make a small square. You can take all the long sides and make a big square. You can strap them together, make a bookshelf. The other thing I was going to say is it's partly also inspired by Jasper Morrison's Crate.
Right.
Are you familiar with this one?
I was going to bring it up, but I didn't want to rain on your parade.
No. I mean, it's not a raining on the parade. It's a lineage of all design.
Right.
So, for those that aren't familiar, it's Jasper Morrison designed a wooden crate for Establish and Sons, like back in the early 2000s, I think. And this was kind of like, this is early Jasper Morrison, where a lot of this stuff wasn't necessarily influential yet, but the whole pitch that Jasper had was like, I have a wine crate that I use as a nightstand when I think he had just moved somewhere, so he was using like this wine crate as a nightstand, and he thought it was such a great design that he told this furniture company, let's just make a wooden crate.
Right.
And they priced it at like $500 because it's a fancy design company, and part of the joke was that it was a $500 like crate that really should be $20.
Yeah.
And then so half of the people got that joke, and then half the people thought it was obscene. But
Yeah. What did he make his out of? Do you know?
Pine. Mm-hmm.
Pine.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably
other versions now.
You were asking about things with a strap, and it makes me think like that. That makes me think of a lot of the Dutch design. And there is that dresser.
Is it by Droog?
I think it's Droog.
Yeah.
That dresser that's held together, like it's a bunch of different drawers that are sort of like haphazardly oriented and then strapped together.
That's like a design icon, because I remember, I think in the Rams documentary.
Oh my God.
Theaters like,
do not get me started. I don't,
This is such a famous clip, funny clip.
I'm not trying to be Rams's number one hater or anything.
Oh, you're going to hate on Rams? Come on, you can't do that, James.
I'm about to ram through this.
This seems like blasphemy.
Well, I mean, you remember our conversation years ago now about the record player, about my gripe with the record player.
Which one? The clear one?
Yeah, that I think it should be 2 materials instead of 3 materials. It's like got the wood and the acrylic and the sheet metal.
Yes.
No, I think I posted about this in the Discord. Like, the fact that Rams was, ishing on our boy Mark Newson for the Lockheed Lounge.
Yeah.
And it's like, Rams's furniture is only appropriate in like a dentist's office. Like the stuff that he did for Vitso, it's not like, I would much rather have a Lockheed Lounge in my home than anything from the Rams Vitso collection. Like the bronze stuff is another category, and obviously like the Vitso shelving system I think is really beautiful, but I'm not coming to Rams for his critique on furniture because I think that he's way out of bounds.
I mean, I would say you have a valid point.
I know that he thinks that it's like basically like an art piece, and it's not really design. It's not mass manufacturable design.
Yeah.
The Lockheed Lounge, but I don't think that was ever the point of the Lockheed Lounge. Like it was, I think for Mark Newson, it was just sort of like a statement about his point of view as a designer. I think it's more about the shape, because then that shape that he used there, it carries through into some of his furniture that did end up getting mass manufactured, like, rotomolded stuff.
Sure.
But yeah, I just don't think the criticism is fair. And I also, between Mark and Dieter, I would prefer Mark products personally.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair critique. I don't know where I would stand on that. If I would go Dieter.
Would you
Mark.
put Vitso furniture in your house? Like other than the shelves, would you put the chairs or the
definitely not
tables?
It would be only the shelves.
Mm-hmm.
If anything.
Yeah.
And I also don't even know if I put those in there because they're so overplayed.
Right.
I feel like I would want something a little more unique. But,
yeah.
I mean, they're good shelves. But.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not trying to be some sort of like, I'm coming for the big guns. Like I'm coming for the big guy. It's just that part of that documentary really irked me.
Sure.
Because I felt like the criticism wasn't warranted because that wasn't the point of that lounge chair.
I agree. And I think you see that clip go around online a bit, and it's a little bit like it's a very like I feel like the people that post that of like, oh, look at Dieter like, critiquing all these silly designs. It's like you don't understand design fully, right? Or it's also, it kind of gives off the similar vibe of like, I don't know if you've ever seen like, online on Twitter or Threads or whatever. There's like some people critiquing modern architecture, and they wish it would be it should be classical. Like look at these Greek columns; they were so much better. And it's like you have such a surface level understanding of design, because anyone who understands the basics of architecture realizes that modern architecture is built off classical architecture in terms of like the proportions and like the structure of things. It's like, the Sears Tower or whatever modern, building is like the, Van der Rohe or, all these great architects.
Yeah.
Van der Rohe's architect, right?
Mies van der Rohe? Mies van der Rohe?
Mies. Did you say Mies?
Mies, isn't it? I think it's Mies.
Van der Rohe.
Man.
Who's the other one? Who did the Barcelona chair? We're getting out of our wheelhouse with architecture now. That's Van der Rohe.
I wish I could remember. One of my professors always used to rag on the Barcelona chair because the proportions are not meant for you to sit all the way back.
Yeah, it's not.
It's supposed to be just to sit on the front edge of the chair. It was like for the
sense.
King and Queen of Spain, for like just to like wave from the front edge of the seat, and then it became like an interior design thing.
My grandfather had a knockoff Mies van der Rohe.
Really?
Yeah. Or a Barcelona chair.
A Mies van der Rohe? I don't know what you would call that. But it's interesting that, I've seen a lot of that, the critique of modernism. And there's some of it that I feel like I agree with. The one thing I really don't like about modern architecture is the lack of design around the tops of skyscrapers anymore. I feel like the tops of skyscrapers,
spires.
There are no spires often. It's just a flat top. And I think, to me, the peak architectural movement for skyscrapers was Art Deco. Like,
sure. Your Chrysler boy.
Chrysler Building. That's a good one.
We're coming back to that. I feel like we're coming back to Art Nouveau or something.
Yeah.
That's what you call it.
I think so. I think there's a bit of that. I mean, there's like the Zaha Hadids of the world,
sure.
like that kind of architecture. I do like that kind of, that more like organic architecture. I think is really interesting.
Rest in peace, Frank
Gehry.
Oh
man, I was just about to bring that up because his skyscraper in downtown New York is not one of my favorites. But I do.
That's the one that's like kind of wavy, like a river, waterfall looking thing.
But I do love. I went after I graduated from college, and I did one last study abroad. We went to Bilbao and went to the Guggenheim in Bilbao.
Okay.
Which he did, and it's a stunning building. Like it's
can't think of that one off the top of my
it
head.
looks like a bunch of like sails, like it looks like a boat with a bunch of sails or something. But obviously like much more abstracted than that.
Oh, this is similar to the one in LA, the Disney concert hall.
But I think this might have predated that.
Okay.
And I think it's more one material. I think the one in LA is it a couple different materials, the one in LA?
I don't know.
But one of the cool things about that, and you got to give Frank Gehry a lot of props for different things, but this is what I guess it is more or less one material. This is one of the things that I was told by my professor. I haven't like fact checked this or anything, but the claim was that the Guggenheim in Bilbao was sort of responsible for like a renaissance in Bilbao in terms of like it was a city that I think was mostly industrial at one point, and a lot of that industry had moved away, and it was a town that was not maybe doing so well, and that the Guggenheim suddenly became this thing that brought a lot of tourism into the town, and so it sort of revitalized Bilbao. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but that was the story that was told to me.
That's a good.
But I think
sounds good.
I do think that Frank Gehry's buildings are the type of buildings where you're like, I need to go see that for myself.
For sure.
And I think like pioneered a lot of software and things that's used in manufacturing or in architecture, I should say. And should we talk about his furniture? I like Frank Gehry's furniture better than Dieter Ram's furniture.
He's got the cat scratcher furniture. Cat scratcher chair.
Yeah.
The squiggle chair.
I like the squiggle chair. He predated the modern squiggle movement.
Oh, and he has the woven plywood one. That's probably the most significant that I would appreciate. What is it called? The cross check armchair. That thing's wild. The thing about this chair though is I know Rarefy, the furniture seller brand. I talk to those guys occasionally, and I think they have a few of these. But the problem with this woven plywood chair is that it's all kind of glued together, and the glue just separates all the time.
Really?
And it's just it's the hardest thing to like keep together.
Yeah.
As like a product. It just wants to fall apart. So there's like very few of them, and they're obviously expensive.
I think that's, and he also has a line of rotomolded furniture that's pretty nice. Mm-hmm. I think that's also something that I think I remember about some of his buildings is that the way that they were constructed is not necessarily like the most robust.
Sure.
But he's a trailblazer. Like he's innovating on new ways of construction. There's gonna be some issues.
Oh, that's great. That makes me happy. I can make some mistakes, and
well, yeah. I mean,
we can all make a little mistake and just call it a.
How else are we going to move forward and discover new things?
Sure.
Like discover new ways of joinery and things that unlock potential for so many, like for all of designers, for all designers, all consumers. Unless somebody's out there in front making the mistakes, you don't get the refined thing coming along behind it.
Preach, James. Preach. I love it.
Come on. But yeah, R.I.P.
What else we got going on? You told me you had a new coffee routine, and it's surprising because we just had a pod like 2 weeks ago. So what's your new routine?
Wait, did I? I don't think I even talked about it 2 weeks ago.
I'm pretty sure you talk about coffee all the time, James. I feel like we must have talked about it.
Okay, so
maybe this is not new.
I don't think I talked about this, but maybe I did, and forgive me if I did. But I bought about a year ago. I bought one of the X Bloom machines. You know X Bloom?
Nope.
So X Bloom, they definitely have Brutalist, vibes going on. It's the X Bloom Studio, and so it's
yes.
it's very it's
Wow.
super
Just cubes.
rectilinear, sharp edges. The cool thing about this, because I also have the Terracaf.
Did you get black or white?
Black?
Okay.
I kind of wish I had gotten white, but I got black. I also have the Terracaf. The thing about the Terracaf is I love that machine too. It's also another brutalist, but everything happens internally, like the grinding and the tamping and the brewing. Like all of that is happening internal to the machine.
Okay.
The cool thing about the X Bloom is the X Bloom is for it's for like a single serve pour over coffee. So it's automatic, but the base of the unit where the drip tray is a scale. So you weigh out your beans. Like there's recipes and everything. There's actually 2 ways you can do this. The way that I do it is I have a recipe. I weigh out beans, 15 grams, and then it has a grinder in the 1 unit to the left, the longer unit. So you put the beans, slide open the door, put the beans in, and then you have like your filter paper and this little magnetic carriage that goes onto the front.
Sounds satisfying.
When you press go, the carriage moves over and it grinds the beans into the filter paper. Once that's done, it moves back over and the water comes out in like a spiral motion and it does the whole pour over thing.
Interesting.
I love, like when I first got it, I would watch it every single time because it was so cool to watch. And this machine, like, this may be improper to talk about prices, but to get good grinders, good everything in coffee, like it can be very expensive.
Okay.
Like a good grinder by itself can be upwards of like, $1,000.
Sure.
This is a $500 machine.
Okay.
And the cool thing is the grinder you can use for other things. Like you don't have to just use it for the function of this machine.
Like nutmeg or what?
No, but I mean like the Terracaf.
Only coffee.
The Terracaf, the grinds come out internally and you can't access them.
Okay.
On the X Bloom, you can access them. And so, I'm still doing the single serve pour over. And I'm doing like black coffee in the morning. Nothing in it.
Okay.
For a while, especially when I was commuting to RemCon, I was like going to Starbucks and I started getting progressively like more and more sugary drinks. And I was like, this is how it starts.
You got the Frappuccino.
This is how it all starts. And it doesn't go anywhere good. And so I went back to black.
Okay.
And this machine makes awesome coffee that way. But I also went down this rabbit hole. There is an entry-level espresso machine by DeLonghi called I think it's like the ECP 4290 or something. Look up DeLonghi ECP. Now, this is not a beautiful machine, but according to that German guy right there in the third image, and a lot of other people on YouTube, this machine is like a very, very robust espresso machine and can get you as good of espresso as like a $multi-$1,000 machine.
How much does this one run?
I bought this used for $50.
No, James, I don't think this is a good machine.
It is. So I spent more money on the accessories because I wanted to get the bottomless portafilter and everything so I could see the crema
on a
$50
machine.
I'm telling you, I make better espresso on this than any of the coffee shops in my area. And I'm not kidding. So that's the cool thing about the X Bloom is I can grind to espresso on that machine, and it's a good grinder. And then I can port it over to this machine to do the espresso.
The thing I hadn't seen the X Bloom before, but I think the thing that's really interesting is it has that little track where it goes from the grinder and it slides over like automatically. I feel like you don't see a lot of like linear motion
No.
in products. You see a lot of rotary motion, but like going from like one side to others, like it feels very like contraption-y.
Yeah. Well, it's
which
cool.
in a good way.
Totally, because
like Rube Goldberg, like
while I like the TerraCaf, like I make Allison's coffee every morning on the TerraCaf. There's nothing engaging about the brewing experience like there is on the X Bloom. You know, Nespresso kind of figured out like, hey, we add in that little like plunger, like you push down and you puncture the thing,
right?
And Keurig the same thing. Adding that little step of like your involvement, your engagement in the process.
Well, this is the add one egg to the cake mix situation,
IKEA style. Yeah, it just makes it a more engaging experience. This one, obviously, like it's all you're pouring in the beans and doing all that. The other thing that they offer, which is cool, is instead of pods full of pre-ground coffee, they send you pods that have whole beans from different roasters. And those roasters have put together recipes for their beans. And so you scan a little what's NF wait, no, not
NFC?
NFC, is that right?
Yeah. QR code?
Yeah, you scan a little thing on the top of the machine.
Okay.
And then all the settings come up, and then you just pour the beans in, and then the thing that the beans comes in is also the funnel, the filter.
Okay.
And so like that just goes into a metal ring that attaches. So you can use your own beans or you can use ones from roasters.
That's good they don't lock it in.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing with the Keurig. It's like you kind of have to buy the pods if you want the full thing.
Right. And so anyway, I love my coffee routine right now.
You know, Big Coffee really loves that you love it too, James.
This is the thing. You get addicted to coffee, and then you start buying machines, and then you get addicted to machines. And I just end up watching coffee. You know, like AeroPress is still like. Actually, AeroPress got bought since we probably last talked. I don't know that we talked about this, but AeroPress. It was always with the founder of AeroPress for the longest time, and then I think he finally sold it.
Interesting.
And for forever, it was just like one style of AeroPress, and that was it. There was nothing else. And now
it's like one product, yeah.
Now, like there's a whole ecosystem of products around AeroPress, which I'm not angry about. One of the first things they did was like AeroPress was always this sort of like clear, like kind of gray plastic.
Right.
They came out with a clear, like a
fully
crystal clear AeroPress.
Interesting.
Recently, they came out with, within the past year, they came out with like an AeroPress Premium, which is glass.
Interesting. There is something interesting about like the single founder selling one object forever and ever, and then selling it.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's such a great brand that now it's become like a new brand. Like the AeroPress used to just be just the plunger.
Yes.
And now you're saying it's like a bunch of things now.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, they've got the regular AeroPress. I actually put up a story once because they made different color clear plastic ones.
Okay.
And I was like, please, for the love of God, make an orange clear AeroPress.
Like an amber color?
Like an amber color. And they have not done it. I'm like, this will sell millions of units. They made like a red one, a green one, a blue one. I was like, I would like to speak to your CMF team. But yeah, I put up like a rendering of an amber AeroPress. Nobody bit.
I don't even think I saw that. Algorithm didn't even feed me that.
This is a while ago.
Okay.
I mean, you know, this is the difference between my Instagram and your Instagram. I put out things and they fall into the void. But yeah, I mean, no, it's cool because they've done the clear AeroPress. They did an AeroPress XL. Basically, a lot of what they're doing is like the community has been asking for things, and with the original founder, he was like, "No,
yeah, I'm too old.
I'm not doing any of this." You know what's cool about the founder of AeroPress?
What's that?
He's also the guy he's like an inventor type. he made the Aerobie like frisbees and rings. You remember those?
No, what is that?
Aerobie, like AEROBEE maybe? Like frisbee.
So he's into the arrows. He's got the AeroPress and Aerobie.
That. So he's designed like these
It's a frisbee.
frisbees. He's just like, he's a classic American inventor.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah. He looks like one too. Alan Adler.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I think with him and the AeroPress, it was all about like, how do I make like a, an espresso style coffee on the go? And he spawned a very passionate community around this one product.
It's good. It's a good coffee. I feel like I've had it a couple times.
Oh, it's very good coffee.
But I just put milk and sugar in my coffee, so I don't have
you gotta go. You gotta
the taste buds for it.
You gotta get it to black, and then you know whether it's good or not. Anyway, that was a long tangent on
coffee routine.
Coffee corner.
Oh yeah, James's
coffee talk.
Coffee talk. Well, one of the original names was Coffee and Calipers for this podcast. I love bringing that one back out. That's such a classic. There's a sketch of it somewhere, I think.
I think you posted it to the Discord.
Yeah, imagine
the napkins.
Yeah, thanks for listening to Coffee and Calipers, guys.
Yeah, no, minor details.
Yeah, that's fine. It could have been both ways. A name is a name. You just got to make it happen,
Minor details is definitely the way to go, and that was Nick's idea. I have to.
Well, you said credit. You wanted to major minor details, and I had to trim it down a little bit.
What else is going on?
Well, I had this. There's this topic that I thought would be kind of fun to talk about, and it kind of like rolls into some of this stuff, which is like, this like tangible tech era. I think we're like trending towards where people are making standalone tech devices, and even like retro tech devices. So like, this is another trend, but some schools are banning smartphones because obviously it's super distracting.
Well, and potentially
harmful,
very detrimental to mental health of students. And
so kids are bringing iPods to school to listen to music, like the old school iPods, which it's kind of fun. Like that's nostalgic for us, right? And digital cameras, are coming back a little bit, right? Like the early 2000s era, where it's like, there's something interesting about this, and maybe we're just getting old, but like, I feel like our nostalgia was like clear Game Boy, and like film camera. Right. And now like Gen Z and Gen Alpha are wanting like digital camera. Right. The Razr flip phone. Right. Like that's the iPod. Yeah. That's their nostalgia.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Have I ever told you, I don't know that I've ever told this story on the pod. When I was in high school, I was the MC, one of 7 MCs of the junior year talent show.
Okay.
It was kind of like an SNL style thing.
Sure.
So we did skits in between like people showcasing their talents. And like this was a big deal. This was like my sister had done it before me. Like this was like to be an MC of the talent show. Like this was like a crowning achievement in high school. But I wrote a skit for the talent show. One of a couple skits that I wrote that were, I was in high school when the iPod moment happened, and I remember just the emergence.
iPod Classic.
Yes. Okay. I remember the emergence of the white, wire headphones. Mm-hmm. And I basically did almost like a zombie apocalypse sketch of like kids just walking around aimlessly with like, headphone wires in, and like me and this other kid like running up to people and being like, trying to snap them out of it and being like, hey man, what time is it? Who are, and he's like, oh, it's 3:11. It's like, no, that's the band, and just like
3:11. Is that a band?
That's the band.
I know 303. Remember that one?
I don't remember 303.
Oh,
what's 303?
We have different music eras.
We do. What's 303?
They had
Tell me about 303. 311 was like white boy reggae.
303 was like pop.
Oh yeah, I remember 303.
Electronic music. What's their Starstruck? I don't know.
What was their song? What was their big one?
I think it's Starstruck.
I don't remember that one. What's that other one?
There's Dirty Mind. I don't know a lot of these.
Let's play it. No. But yeah, I remember that moment, and I remember being really irritated about that moment. Where like everybody was like, you would go to.
You're like, why don't you guys just listen to CDs?
Well, no. It wasn't that. It was you would have a free period where you would like, especially towards like junior, senior year, you have a free period where you could just hang out with your friends and talk.
Right.
And people would just be like listening to iPods and like
I remember this.
Putting their headphone into somebody else's ear to listen to something. And it's like, guys, like we're here right now. Let's have a conversation.
I mean, it is funny because it's kind of like the cycle of life, right? Where it's like, the kids nowadays don't want to be on social media, and so they're like going back to these retro things. And, and it's like when we were in high school, it's like, take your AirPod. I don't even know what they're called. What are the wire ones called? I forget what the wire. I call them AirPods. Earbuds. They're called earbuds.
Yeah.
Take your earbuds out.
iBuds.
Let's hang out in real life.
Yeah. No, it is interesting. I mean, what do you think that this speaks to?
There's something that, I mean, this is the topic of like, I think it's just we are physical beings, and I think we will still crave physical, tactile feeling because it's one of our senses. So it's like, all this stuff exists digitally now. You can have every music, all your best camera ever on your phone, but there's something so tactile and satisfying about like this physical kind of there's some physical feedback, I think, and then there's also this like imperfectness about it, or also maybe the single use aspect of the iPod, right? Where it's like it does one thing, and it's not going to suck you into Instagram Reels when you open up your iPod.
Yeah. It's it makes me think about Ugmonk, Jeff Sheldon, like his analog system, huge,
which is
and it's
like Notepad.
It's just a beautiful like task pad,
right? You write your goals down each day, and
write down. Yes, exactly. And I use it especially now that I'm consulting again for like tracking hours and things.
Okay.
Because I'll do I'll do my tasks, but then I'll also like track my hours. And I could do that all on my phone, but it does just feel like when you put things on your phone, it feels just like this bottomless pit of like, how do I even find the relevant thing anymore? Of like, it does just feel like shouting into the void, whereas like having something tangible feels like, oh, I know where that is. Like I know where that is in space.
Sure. Because we exist in 3D.
Right. And it's more comforting.
This is a pro ID podcast, making 3D things. Getting your UX,
what
2D,
else could
screen stuff out of here?
What other 2D things could we make 3D, or UI things could we make 3D that are not?
Well, I don't know, but but I did want to like.
We'll think about it.
I did write down a few like. So here's the thing. It's like I feel I want to just shout out something.
Get back on track.
Let's shout out some stuff here. There's this brand that is in Brooklyn. I know the guys Harry and Sebastian made this little brand called Nowhere Tech. Nowhere.nyc NOWARE, and it's a USB drive. A glorified USB drive. It has a little screen on it with a little Tamagotchi type of thing. And it's kind of funky. It's kind of got this like weird space age artifact, boo-boo kiki vibe to it. You know what I'm talking about? You know the Boo Boo Kiki thing, right?
I do not know the Boo Boo.
You don't know Boo Boo Kiki?
No. What's Boo Boo Kiki?
That's like a famous scientific study where they showed two shapes. One's a really blobby shape and one's a really spiky shape. And they asked people, what are the shapes' names? And your options are Booba or Kiki.
Oh.
So the blobby shape, what is that name?
Boo Boo?
Yeah. And what is the spiky shape?
Kiki?
Exactly. But yeah, it has some spiky, blobby vibe going on.
Nice.
With it. I don't know if this is...
And so all it is, it's just a USB drive.
That's what it appears to be. I don't really know. I think they just made a thing and they're just posting it. And because it's such in the zeitgeist right now of like, we want tangible, fun tech again, it's just gone completely viral.
Right.
So I don't know what they're going to do or how they're going to launch it. But like, there's something here where it's like, it is kind of fun to like plug in a USB drive and like have a thing happen instead of just this little brick.
Yeah. Well, so on the parent side of things,
yes,
the thing that's come up recently is that people are going back to landline phones and family computers.
Okay. Do you have one yet?
We don't have either yet, but our kids don't, they don't have smartphones. They don't have,
well,
like,
they're not
Clara
old
has like my very old iPad, but it's like very limited in what it can do. But
you got to get one of these SOTSAS phones, James. Have you seen the SOTSAS?
It's not one that looks like a penis, is it?
No, it's the other one. But I'm sure he has plenty of those. This one's like Lego brick phone. I saw these the other day. They were selling like the last stock of them. There was like 500 left in, from the original production, and they're selling.
It's funny going back to that Dieter Rams clip, because remember, like he rags on Newsom.
Yep.
With his Bobo chair.
Yep.
And Bobo. And then
I don't know what that no.
I'm talking about the shapes that you were just saying.
Booba Booba and Kiki.
Booba.
Kiki and Booba.
I would say it's a very Booba chair. But
yeah.
He rags on those. He rags on that. But then he goes to the SOTSAS bookshelf and he's like, he's a guru. Like SOTSAS is a guru.
It's just biased. Dieter just wants to call out his friends because I think
Oh, is SOTSAS a friend?
I mean, they probably grew up in the same era, right?
See, buddy.
Mark's obviously younger.
Yeah. It is just like Dieter, like shaking young his fist.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, so landline phones. There are some brands, some ID brands that have come out with like some like cool landline phones.
John Tree did a phone recently.
Okay.
John Tree is a pretty well-known furniture designer. Worked for Jasper.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so we're probably going to do that because I mean, I will say I do believe that like the fears around teenagers and social media and all of that are warranted.
Sure.
And like I think it would be a good thing to like get them away from that. So yeah, that's where like the family computer and the landline come in. So it's like, yeah, let's get an iMac. Let's get a landline phone.
Kids today will never experience playing Roller Coaster Tycoon on the family computer.
Oh man. One thing that I've been doing recently is I've realized that once we're able to like fully plug into a Matrix style simulation,
sure,
I'm going to be
if
plugging
we're not there
into
already.
Like 1997. Because like I've been listening to this playlist called like 90s Computer Room, and it's got like a little, like on YouTube, and it's got like a little 90s Computer Room.
Is it actual music or AI music?
No, it's actual music. Okay. It's like music from like Donkey Kong and also from like different games and programs and stuff. But and then like on the screen of the computer, it'll show different nostalgic things.
Yeah.
I'm in like full nostalgia mode. It's bad. I feel like. Do you feel like nostalgia is like a bad?
I don't think it's
a bad state to be in.
No, I don't think it's bad, but I think it's
like what you do with the nostalgia.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're always living for a nostalgic era, like that's kind of a detriment. Like you're not really pushing forward or pushing society forward. But this is also kind of one of these things where it's like every human who's ever lived has felt this way, right? Or at least in the modern era where it's like oh, it was so much better in this era
Well,
when we grew up.
especially because the rate of change in terms of like the world around us and the objects around us is so fast compared to like, I don't know, I'm sure that somebody has done this, like looked at the time scales of like, this is how long the
Sure.
neoclassical period lasted. This is how long the Gothic period
Yep.
lasted. Arts and crafts. But then it's like, I
It's
feel like all
shorter and
that stuff
shorter.
just gets exponentially shorter.
Yes.
And so I feel like the nostalgia is because of that speed.
But the thing is it's the exponential ramp. So even if you scroll back, it's like, in the 1900s, the cars are coming around and the airplanes are coming around. People in that era were like, whoa, we've had horses for, 5,000 years. And now all of a sudden cars and then planes, this is going so fast, right? Like it's just the exponential ramp.
Right.
Which, we could spiral into, existential crisis there. But like, yeah, I'm not fully convinced on like, yes, the rate of change is increasing, but the rate of change increasing has been static. It's like an exponential. The exponential has been always.
Right.
It's just getting more exponential.
To get back to the physical media thing, the other thing that I see when you become a parent, like you unlock this other side of Instagram that you didn't even know about, and it's a lot of parents like giving advice and flexing on each other
Okay,
and
I haven't seen that.
making each other miserable or making each other feel better. And so one of the things that you see a lot of is like people buying a TV VCR combo and then buying like the Disney movies on VHS because not just because of the nostalgia, but because like if you have apps and streaming services like on your TV, you go on there to watch one thing and then you're confronted with all these this other content. I mean, I think it's the same thing that people in general feel, which is like this overload of options, like the myriad of options that issue.
Yeah.
And it's like you're not trying to bring up kids with like severe ADD, and so it's like giving them like you have these VHSs that you can choose from,
Right.
instead of like, oh, we're gonna go dig through the streaming service to find the one thing that you want to watch.
Yeah.
And yeah, you see all the tiles of everything. Like, I wish there was a service that I could just go onto and just type in, this is the movie that I want, and it would just take me directly there instead of having to like walk through the aisles of the virtual Blockbuster store.
I mean, the whole movie industry is such a weird shift right now.
Oh yeah.
Because I think I was watching some YouTube video about like DVDs or something where like they used to have so many behind the scenes clips,
right?
If you bought like a DVD set,
yeah,
and now they just don't do behind the scenes content anymore. It's like
they don't do it at all.
Well, yeah, for any like the new stuff, it's like,
is it just like put on YouTube? I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, there might be some clips of it on YouTube, but like, I guess the YouTube video I was watching was about Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah,
and
I was just watching an interview with Peter Jackson last night. Like,
I don't even know if I've seen like The Hobbit once or twice. I don't know. I'm not a movie guy, but this is out of my wheelhouse.
That's okay.
But I just remember them talking about like if you bought the DVD box set, you had like 300 hours of behind the scenes content of like every single like interview with like every single 3D modeler of
This is a total tangent, and then I will get us back on track.
So far tangent.
But I was watching an interview with Peter Jackson, like right after he had put out the first movie of Lord of the Rings, which was like a big deal. People have been talking about adapting the Lord of the Rings for a very long time. One of the things that happened was they got a deal to make 2 movies, and they did all of this prep work that was like $20 million worth of prep work. And I guess I guess nobody was willing to take them on for 2 movies. And so they tried to make them do 1 movie. And they're like, we can't do 1 movie. Right. We can't pack this all into 1 movie. And so one of the things that they did was the person who owned the rights said, like, you have 4 weeks to find somebody new to finance the movie, or else I'm going to have to make this movie. Cause like, I just have to make it at this point to recoup the loss.
Right.
And so Peter Jackson and his team went back to New Zealand, and they made a documentary about the making of their making of the of like
such a meta
of
behind the
basically
scenes.
like all the work that they had
Sure.
done so far to develop. And so they made this documentary to then show to new people, new production companies, like to try and get them to buy into like buying the rights and making the movies. And so that was their way of then convincing people. And they did eventually get a buyer. But I just thought it was interesting. Like they made a documentary of all the prep work that they had done already, which was $20 million worth of like concept art and CGI demonstrations and everything. Like that was the way. It's just, it's interesting to know, like, you know, you don't always, nobody's ever going to tell you like, hey, you should go make a documentary of this thing. But that was like the thing that ended up getting people to buy the movie, was the fact that they did this extra thing on top of just being like, we're going to make Lord of the Rings, or we're going to make it great.
Yeah.
Trust us.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to kind of just prove it first before people buy into it. You know?
Right. But no, I mean the physical thing.
I was going to shout out another product.
Oh yeah. Do it. Let's do it.
This was CW&T's iPhone paddle case.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 3D printed large blocky phone case that I think, you know, part of this is like, I think when I've also seen this other phone case where it's just like a block of steel and it's so heavy to hold that you can't use your phone like, just to scroll casually. You kind of have to use it intentionally. So I feel like this is kind of the vibe they're going for. But I think what's really unique about this case is it has these two external buttons that map to the camera. So it's kind of this like 3D printed DIY, you know, mountable case that you can also kind of turn into this like camera. So it's almost like it reduces your phone's usefulness in some regards and increases one aspect of it, which is the camera.
Right.
And I think specifically the thing that's just really kind of cool and clever is the way they map the physical buttons to your phone's camera button. They do it with these little ball bearings through this 3D printed track, and you just click the button.
That's wild.
And the ball bearings just, you know, because they're kinetic, they just kind of transfer that kinetic energy to the button on your phone. Super smart.
Makes me wonder so much about the process of like figuring that out. It's such a unique
I feel like we
mechanism.
should get them on the pod someday.
Yeah, that would be awesome. They're constantly hitting it out of the park.
I feel like so the dark side of the bringing back the iPods and the digital cameras is that you have the AI. AI is making the standalone devices.
Right.
Which I don't know if we touched on a little bit last week with like talking about the meta glasses, but I feel like since we've been gone, we've had, you know, 2 years of AI standalone devices get launched into the industrial design world.
Right.
And I did buy one of them here. This one, this very bright orange one, the Rabbit R1.
Yeah.
I bought it knowing it'd be a paperweight. So I don't know. We haven't really talked about any of these. We could do a fire round of like our thoughts on some of these, but
yeah, I bought one of those as well.
You got the R1?
Teenage Engineering
designed it.
Yes. It's I feel like
it's an orange square.
Yeah.
If you're just listening.
I feel like I've seen people using it, like finding a use for it. And
in real life?
In real life. And I don't know what it is exactly.
There's no way.
Like
really?
There's like a community of people that are using it.
Maybe
that have found like a good function for it, a good use for it.
Maybe I haven't seen them, but or maybe I haven't updated this in a while. But I think the significant thing from a design standpoint is like when I got this, it was so orange. It has this like fluorescent paint to it, and it's like the orange. You can't get this injection molding. It's some sort of, you know, paint coating or something.
Yeah.
And you know, 2 years later, it's actually faded. I don't know if you noticed that, James, but like
I haven't taken mine out of the box.
Mine has been sitting on my shelf.
Yeah.
With all my other, you know, trinkets. And it does have this like really cool scroll wheel and this little camera that flips around. So like from a design standpoint, it is this fun little device.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's that thing too. The Playdate, which is kind of the brother and sister here. Another teenage engineering square yellow Game Boy with the crank. Another like really fun thing.
I wonder how much credit like, you know, teenage engineering deserves for like revitalizing a lot of interest in just physical objects. I don't know how much,
and like playfulness too. I think.
Yeah, playfulness and physical objects for sure. Because I don't know how much like the everyday person knows, but like, you know, the way that they've impacted like Nothing and CMF, like I feel like people
with the Clear,
people are more stoked on those releases than they are about new Apple releases anymore. And
yeah, I would 100% say that teenage engineering is the new Apple.
Yeah,
at least in terms of like design influence, right? Where it's like people don't care about, you know, the new iPhone; they care about what teenage engineering releases.
Yeah, yeah, and I think part of it is the joy that they are bringing to these objects. Like they are really imbuing these things with a lot of joy and delight, the thing that you and I are very motivated by. Like it's interesting because a lot of their objects are not necessarily like formally, they're not I don't want to say they're not, it's not that they're not ambitious, it's just that they're like even more minimal than Apple has ever been.
It's kind of like going back to this single function thing.
But it does feel, but everything does feel like it's been engineered to perfection.
Sure.
You know, with the whole teenage engineering vibe.
I did get an OPZ recently because they were on sale. I don't have.
Don't you already have one? I thought you already had one.
Oh, sorry.
No, you got the OP1.
I got the OPXY.
Oh, right.
Which is the sequencer. The OPZ is also a sequencer. I don't know if they even sell that one anymore.
I feel like there were some quality issues with the OPZ.
Yeah. That's the issue I always had. But the other AI ones I wanted to talk about, maybe we just do like a rapid fire, because like there was the Humane Pin, which pretty much launched and died before we had the next podcast. That one, some of these things I feel like are so, it feels like the AI hardware devices feel so out of touch with like the human world to some degree. Like the Humane Pin felt very, honestly, my biggest beef with it was just the launch video. Just felt very like stark and like alien of like these two, you know, sure, they're great people, the founders, but it just felt like they had never talked to a human in their life. And, you know, they were ex-Apple employees.
Gotcha.
I think had probably worked with Steve at some point.
Yeah.
And in my mind, it's like to launch a new product like that and to take all of that learnings from Apple and not the fact that Steve was the greatest storyteller ever. Yeah. It just feels like a really weird miss.
Right.
I think the cool thing about the Humane Pin was it had the kind of LED projection onto your hand. It was a little pin that clipped to your shirt, and you could like, you know, it was essentially an AI device. You could ask it questions and it would read it out, or it would kind of project it onto your hand. That was a cool aspect of it. And then there was this friend necklace thing. I don't know if you got to see much of that.
I'm not sure if I have.
That was a little kind of round disc that I think would listen passively to your conversations. I don't think it had a speaker in it. I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, yeah.
But it would, you know, you would like kind of tell it things, and then it would just ping the responses to your phone, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But essentially, it's just like an AI necklace.
Yeah, because that's the weird thing is like the reason why the phone is useful is because you can do things discreetly. And with something like this where you're like talking to it, we can't have a subway car full of people talking to their AI pins.
People talking to no one on the subway.
It's true. It's true. People are like, maybe, you know what? if one of these companies coupled with Dyson and their air purifier thing, and you could just like talk
the one that covers your mouth.
Talk into that. Nobody would hear you.
I'm sure there's some parody skit about that.
But I mean, didn't OpenAI buy, like, they bought Johnny Ives?
Yes.
Thing.
Yeah. So yeah, Johnny had started a new company called IO, like just letters, and then Sam bought the company, I believe, and the rumor is they're working on things, right?
Yeah.
They had a launch video that I think they took down, actually.
Really? The one where they meet in the bar in San Francisco?
In the coffee shop that looks like it was AI generated. This is the thing about some of these. This is a whole thing of like, I feel this way with Apple now, where every time I watch the keynote, I'm like, why is this so precise? Like, why is this so calculated to a degree where we don't know if it's real or not? It feels like some sort of simulation thing now.
Right.
And in contrast, we saw Mark Zuckerberg release the Meta display glasses that we talked about last week, with the wristband that we got to have a small part in. And that keynote was very much old school Steve. They even had technical difficulties. They were trying to like FaceTime and they couldn't do it because it was like, the internet wasn't working or the device wasn't working. And so like you could see the struggle and it felt so real.
It's definitely more charming.
And charming, I think, is the right word. And obviously, embarrassing to some degree. I'm sure Mark wasn't super pleased that it didn't work, but like, there's something human about that, I think.
It does feel like Apple needs to diversify the way that they communicate to the public, because like I'm thinking about MKBHD.
Yeah,
like he's got his super polished, like similar to Apple, like review videos where there's really advanced camera moves and transitions and things. Then he's also got his podcast, which is more just like it's live.
Yeah.
It's probably edited a little bit. And then he also has his autofocus channel, which feels like a review. It feels like reviews, but they're a little bit less edited than like the normal channel.
Okay.
And I feel like what Apple is missing is like, almost some way of communicating to the public that's a little bit more informal.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because they've built their entire persona on this like precise, flawless look. And, this is a whole other conversation, but like a lot of people are leaving that company, right? Even our good Instagram friend Abs, Abadar Chowdhury, recently left.
Wait, where did he go? Where's he going? Do we know?
It's too secretive. I don't know.
Oh, no.
I asked him. He didn't say. But he got to do the iPhone Air. He worked on a few of the projects when he was there. He also did, I don't know if you know this, he did the voiceover for the recent iPhone Air launch.
Oh, yeah.
The old Johnny Ive classic voiceover.
That's cool.
It's crazy because I think, you listen to the first episode of My Details and we were all in the Instagram world together. Like,
I know.
Abadar Chowdhury was there making cool sketches and renders too.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to see where people end up. But yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of these people, obviously Johnny's long gone, Evans, Hankey's, followed quickly after. And I don't want to say that, Apple's going downhill, but I do think it's been a decade plus since Steve's gone. And there's something about the founder, CEO that is so attractive to many people for many companies. And I think there's something there where it's like, if it's your baby, you're going to raise it differently than if you just come in and you're just a CEO for a few years.
Yeah. I mean, is Apple just becoming one of those brands that we just expect quality from and not much else?
Yeah.
Like we're going to expect like incremental change, incremental improvements. I do think the UI, like where they're taking UI more recently, is super interesting.
I think that's actually good. I know we don't talk about UX stuff, UI stuff, but
that's not our bag, baby.
I do want to, I want to give a small shout out to that because I think, they released this was like a year ago, but they had the, what do they call it? Liquid glass.
Yeah.
That's what they're calling it. which is their new UI for the phone. And I hadn't even I got the new phone recently, so I did not update my old phone because like no one does that anymore. But when I started playing with the liquid glass, there's all these memes about how like it's not legible. Like sometimes like the weird artifacts of the glass and the letters like kind of blur and it doesn't quite work because it's like such this like over the top glass reflective look.
Yeah.
And after using it, I understand that, but I really respect the risk because they were like, we don't care about the legibility. We don't care about that. We're just going to make something cool.
Yeah,
and I'm that's what we need. That's
right.
what people want. We just want something cool. Yes, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to, be the most accessible thing, but it's going to be cool.
Yeah. No, I feel like, I don't remember when exactly it was, but I feel like there was a point at which the UI on the phones suddenly made a leap. And it suddenly had more character to it, and it was more like even just like the volume up, volume down, like when it pops up, I feel like the whole bar kind of like pulses.
Sure.
Like there's just like little things.
I'm sure that was one guy's job for 2 years to figure out that animation.
And there is a beauty to it. I love like it does feel very human and engaging, and I think it does kind of feel like that if they're not taking risks in terms of the design, like at least maybe they're taking risks in the UI territory that feel fresh.
That was
and
a risk,
interesting.
and you gotta give props to that, I think. One last thing, because the thing that kind of irks me about some of these AI things, and the reason that I wanted to talk about it is because I think there's this trend, or at least it felt like this, and maybe people are starting to wake up to this with my friends at Nowhere with the USB Tamagotchi thing, is if you're making a new AI device, especially the one that is a necklace, why in the world would you just make it a round puck? Like it looks like an AirPod. Like there's so much opportunity to make something cool and fun.
Right.
Instead of designing something like it's 2015.
Right.
We are way past that. Apple is no longer king. Go make something cool and fun.
Yeah.
Do something and fun and crazy. I don't know.
I think that's right on the money.
Make
a Bobo or a Kiki.
Yeah. Yeah. Design should be Boo Boo and Kiki now.
Boo Boo.
I mean, listen, I think, are they coming out with the new VW Beetle? Is that a thing?
A new VW Beetle?
I thought I saw a recent...
they discontinued the Beetle for a while there.
I know.
A new VW Beetle?
I thought they were going to bring it back.
I've been trying to find... I'm very jealous. My sister bought a used VW, like of the newer versions of the Beetle.
We're a Beetle family.
Oh, really?
My mom has a Beetle. My sister has a Beetle. Mm-hmm.
Still? To this day?
Recently. My sister has had the Beetle since she moved to Texas. Actually, she had it before, I think. And then my mom got a Beetle. Yeah, they've had it for 5 or so years.
Yeah. Did you know
that my dad has a Mini Cooper now?
If you have...
So we got the fun cars now.
It's true. Did you know that if you have a VW Beetle that you can drive for free into any Mandy Moore music video?
I don't know what that is, but you were walking into that joke, I think. Interesting. Maybe I just saw a concept car or something. Anyways, the Booba Kiki thing I was just going to quote my favorite tidbit fact knowledge is Franz von Holzheiser.
Yeah.
That designed the Cybertruck, also worked on the VW Beetle.
I know.
Which is the purest form of Booba and Kiki, right?
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Oh, man. All right. Are we calling it?
I think we're calling it. I got to get back on the road.
Sounds good.
I got mouths to feed.
Okay.
And they open up at 5.
Sounds good.
All right, Nick.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Take care.
Peace.